lesson is looking at what happened in the chapter 2. So there was a fight between Finn and Charlie. Now, you're going to think about this based on one of the characters' perspectives. So either from what you think Finn thought had happened and what you think Charlie thought had happened. Because with every situation, there's always 2 points of view. So what I mean by that is, if, say, for example, there was a fight in the playground, or an argument, let's say one's called Sally and one's called Bob, and if Sally says, Bob pushed me, so I tripped him up, Bob might say, I did not push her, it was somebody else, and then she just suddenly tripped me up. So there's always 2 points of view, and what can be a really useful tool to look at those 2 points of view is the emotion sequencer. So I'm going to go do a recap. I know we've done lots of work on the emotion clogs, but I'll do a little recap just to remind you. So if we look at the emotions words clog first of all, that's the one that we tend to always focus on first. Now you can colour these in just like I'm going to try and do as well. You can either copy and paste the document onto class notebook and colour it in from there, or if you have a printer and you're happy to print things off, then you can do it on paper. Or you don't have to colour it in at all, it's totally up to you. So remember, the emotion words clog is orange, and that is where we use the vocabulary for explaining how we're feeling or how another person is feeling. Then we have the triggers. So the triggers clog is talking about what actually happened that made them feel that emotion and what caused it. And that is yellow. Now I'm not going to sit and colour the whole thing, and you might get a bit bored if you watched me do that. And then we have the body sensation. So when we experience an emotion, due to the fight or flight system that we learned about in class, we experience different sensations in our body. So if we're feeling scared, we might have our heart beating. If we're feeling angry, we might feel hot. If we're feeling excited, we might feel butterflies in our tummy. So there's lots of different sensations that our body experiences, that we experience in our body when we have certain emotions. And then we have the behaviours clog, and that's about how the person expresses their emotion. So it's how they deal with it. How did they show it? So did they shout at somebody? Did they slam a door? Or did they take some time out to make themselves feel better? So how did they show their behaviour? And the last one is the regulation strategies. So if the behaviour that the person did wasn't very helpful, so for example, if they shouted at someone, then it's not going to make them feel any better. So they need to come up with a regulation strategy that's going to make them feel better. And we've done lots of work on that recently. It ties in with our Building Resilience programme. So Mr. Johnson did a lesson on that, and things you can take a moment to help regulate your emotions and make you feel calm or happy or relaxed. If you've been feeling a bit down or worried or angry about anything. So that was just a little recap on what our clogs are about. Now you're going to complete the clog by choosing a character. So you can either choose Charlie, or you can choose Finn, because that's who the fight happened with. Okay, so just to demonstrate, I'm just going to do it for Charlie. So first of all, it's quite obvious what Charlie's emotion was. It was anger. He was feeling very angry. So if you're completing an emotion clogs chart for Charlie, I want you to think about what made him angry. Was it that somebody had pushed him? Was it did he argue with somebody that day? Was he tired? What had happened that caused him to be angry. What sensations do you think he was feeling in his body? So there may be some vocabulary in the book that indicates how he was feeling. I know the author likes to use quite a lot of similes to describe Charlie. So maybe there's something in the book that could indicate what body sensations he was experiencing. But if you can't find anything, think about how your body tends to feel like when it's angry. For example, maybe you get hot or sweaty, and it's likely that Charlie did as well. I then want you to think, what did he do? Did he run away? Did he slam a door? I'm still working on my handwriting with this pen. And then I want you to think, was that behaviour helpful, or was it did it make him feel worse or affect others really badly? And then lastly, the regulation clog. What could he have done? If he was feeling angry because of something that had happened, what could he have done? So write some strategies there. For example, time out to help him with that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what your chart is for the character that you've chosen. And that will show your understanding of the emotions and the triggers that the character's gone through.